Hi everyone, welcome to this review of the Clever Fox Planner Daily. It's a chunky thing and it feels lovely. Really, you know, when it's something's really tactile, that's how this feels. Right, so I lost a bunch of footage when I was reviewing this and unboxing it. I don't know where it went. I've got a really horrible feeling I deleted it. So I've had to refilm it. But it's given me a chance to be able to really give it more in-depth review because I've actually used this fully. It's not completed, but I've given it a really good go anyway because I've been using it every day, and I jumped right into it. I just thought, if I'm going to review something, I want to do it properly, you know. Anyway, let me just see you're in shot because I've zoomed you right in. Got lighting, yeah. Right, okay, so this is the Clever Fox Daily Planner. It comes in a beautiful box and the instructions on how to use it are on a separate piece of paper, which is fantastic because then you don't, obviously it's not in your planner, you know. Some people don't really like that. So yeah, I'm afraid I don't have it anymore, the instructions. I'll probably do somewhere, but like I said, I'd already done the review and I've put them somewhere, I don't know where, so apologies for that. But it basically tells you and gives you like a pictorial. I might actually have something online. I'll have a look, see if I've got it. If I have, I'll insert it now. I actually was asked to review this planner, as I'm sure you're aware, quite a few people have reviewed it. But I think there's quite a lot of people who are doing like the weekly one, but I opted for a daily. Now they do have other planners, but the reason why I went for daily is because obviously of the hourly, and I really wanted to break down my day and see how I would get on with this basically. And I'll tell you now, it's been amazing. It really has transformed the way that I plan. And I was thinking about this before I started filming. Could I go back to anything that isn't an hourly? And the thing is, I've got my K, which I'm going to be using for work. Obviously that's not hourly. It could be if I wanted it to be, but then you're going to have loads of pages in there. Anyway, it's a week to view what I'm using at the moment in my K. And then I have this plain moleskin journal, which I'm transforming into a planner for art. That's a whole nother video. But yeah, so this has really helped me. Now, as you can see, I know it's a bit scratched here, but I just modified it with some gold leaf. If you use that lovely smooth gold leaf, it will turn out beautifully, but I just used the bits of gold leaf I had left over, which is why it looks like this. But I just thought, I'd give it a try and added the gold leaf there. But otherwise this doesn't come like this. It's plain pink, you know, it's just embossed, if that makes sense. So yeah, anyway, as you can see, it comes with this elastic closure, which is lovely and tight. It hasn't lost its elasticity, and I have been using it every single day. It's like a faux sort of leather cover, but it's not soft. It's like faux leather on top of thick board, so there's no flex in it. And then on the inside you have your you know, if you found this, please be kind and return to blah 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 blah. Right, okay, now the reason why I didn't fill these in is purely because I was just going to give this, like, the planner itself a go, you know. I wasn't sort of like, these here I have in another planner basically, and in my journal, so they are in other places. But that being said, I really should have done, because I know that I really should have just transferred it in here, because I know that consistent daily planning in one place really does help and change the way you kind of like live your life basically. So but here, I'll be really honest with you, and this will probably shock some of you. I'm not a great fan of gratitude lists. The reason why is because my gratitude has to come from my heart. So I cannot be forced to answer questions on what I'm grateful for. It has to come naturally and organically. Like every day I'm thankful for certain things. I mean, genuinely thankful, you know, not a day goes by where I think I'm really thankful for a particular thing. But to write it down, it's just not, it's not me. I feel like I'm forcing it, and I think that goes against the whole meaning, you know. So I don't really, I think when people put a gratitude list in something, I think they're just going along with the, what is it? Just going along with like the popular, because it's a popular thing at the moment, gratitude. And I'm not saying writing a gratitude list is wrong or anything like that, or that it doesn't help, because it really does help. But I think it has to come from within. You don't need to write it down, not daily at least anyway, or anything like that. So anyway, didn't fill that in. What I'm passionate about, that I love this. I think you could have a whole page about your passion, what brings me joy in life. I think that those are two different things, what you're passionate about and what brings you joy. So maybe you could have what brings you joy rather than what I'm grateful for, and then have what I'm passionate about. But yeah, I think your passion, if you just take time to sit down and really think about what you're passionate about, and then write it down, I think that's fantastic. I think because basically I believe that your life, the whole reason you are here is because we each have a gift, and that is reflected in what we're passionate about. So hence why I believe whatever you're passionate about is very, very important. Okay, skills to learn, habits to adopt this year. Another fantastic section here. I like, it's under my daily rituals. I think rituals deserves, again, more than a page. My daily rituals itself, so like skills to learn, habits to adopt this year, I think yes, that could come into your daily rituals, but I think there's so much more on, like there's a evening ritual and a morning ritual that I'm implementing at the moment. I'm now getting up an hour earlier, getting stuff done earlier so that I can get more done in a day. But then I go to bed, my evening ritual will reflects on what I want my morning to be like. So I'll go to bed like an hour earlier. I try not to watch too much YouTube, and I try and settle my mind, but it's all a learning process. Anyway, my affirmations. Now, I've included this affirmation here because it might sound oldie worldy, because it was written by a lady called, what's her name now? Oh, Florence Scovel Shinn, and she was around like early 1900s. She wrote her books, again, early 1900s, but she was very much part of that new thought movement. So it was like, I can't remember the name of it now, metaphysics. And yeah, it's all about positive thinking and all this sort of thing. And I absolutely love this affirmation so much. I used to quote it every day. And it's, my world of the wondrous now swings into manifestation, and I enter my promised land under grace. This really, really spoke to me, deeply, deeply personal to me, and it actually came to pass. And that again is outside of the review of this planner, but yeah, that's just it really means so much to me. Anyway, I could go on. Okay, the next page is fantastic double page spread for a vision board. Now, I love the quality of the paper. It's super thick, it's nice thick paper. So yeah, you can just go crazy with your vision board. I absolutely love it. And you could, even if you wanted, you could do a tip in, so that's extra page. You can washi tape down here to expand your vision board if it grows. So many options with this. So yeah, it obviously comes blank, just says my vision board, and you can go crazy over the whole 2 pages. So yeah, that's mine. Okay, so next you have your goals, and I love how they've broken this up into different life areas. So it's not vague, they've broken it down for you, which is super important. So you have your health, business, career, family and friends, significant other and romance, finance, personal development, fun and recreation, spiritual. I could put so much more in here, but I literally just, when I first got this, I thought, oh, I'll write down some, but I didn't actually sit down, take the time to write down everything, which I should have done. It's really, really good that you have this to refer back to and then keep checking in with yourself. There's a lot in here that causes you to do self-assessments, and I'll show you that in a moment. Next, you have here my focus. So you have goal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, refer to the manual, the information sheet that comes with this, and it will show you how you can fill these in. Otherwise, there are examples online. And then you have my mind map. Fantastic idea. I love my mind map. I again did this in other places, but I could have just transferred it in here. I think that if I was to get another planner, another Clever Fox planner, I would just go all out. I would sit down, take time out with this, and really, really make the most of all the resources in here. Because again, if you do that and you use this consistently, it will change your life. So that's those. Right, and now we're getting into, this is undated, by the way. So these are all blank, and there are 12 months to view, and you fill it in yourself. You've got your plan for the month, so you have habits you want to adopt, and you can refer again back to your here daily rituals, skills to learn and habits to adopt this year. So it's constant self-assessing, skills to learn, things to avoid. So for example, if you know there's anything sort of like you're doing in your life that's quite toxic or is like a block to achieving your goals, you can pop that in there. You can even put people to avoid if you want. Places to go, people to see. I'd need a bigger box for places to go. But yeah, then you have your goals for that month, and then the month's wins, which is really, really good. And then if you feel that there are any areas where you think, oh, I really need to improve on that, you don't beat yourself up over it. It's your growth, you're growing, you know, so you go, right, okay, yeah, I need to improve on that. How can I do that? So then you have a little think, and then you write down how you can improve next month. Again, really fantastic, because then when you go into your next month, you can keep referring back to here on how, you know, if you're feeling low, you can go back to the previous month to see, look at your wins, or even keep reminding yourself on how you said you would improve, and then keep checking in with yourself. So you have in this particular planner, which is a 6-month undated daily, you do have the 12 months to view. So that's those. Then we go into, straight away, we go into the weeks. Now I'm going to just turn to a blank page to help you. It's got dates on it there. Right. We go straight into the week. So just ignore all of that. I'm just turning to a blank one. And it says week of, and then you write down what week it is. You have your week's main goal, and then you can give yourself a reward if achieved. Your priorities for the week. And again, it really does break everything down for you, which does take extra time. It means, you know, like you have to really sit down and spend some time, maybe on a Sunday or whatever day, to really lay out your plans for each week. So yeah, again, this week's priorities, work to-do list, and then your personal to-do list, which is fantastic that they've actually split those two up. Then you have your habits or skills tracker, which is brilliant. I love that fact they've got habits and skills there. Because obviously it makes you think, you know, it's not just habits like drinking water or anything generic like that. You know, if you're learning a new skill, then you can tick it off how much progress you're making, because it is repetition on a skill to master it, you know. And then your life balance to-do list, and again, you know where it says here it says health and sports, family and friends, romance and relationships, fun and recreation, personal development and spiritual. So that's your life balance to-do list. But remember, when you go to the front, sorry, it's because I was turning back, your goals, and it has life areas. So you have health and sports, so health, and then it says top goals for this year, and then you can see if you're, you know, there's your to-do list for each one. You can check in with yourself and see if you're actually achieving those goals. Then you go into your daily. So obviously you have 7 days of this. You have your day and date that you can fill in, your main goal for that day, so that goal could be personal or work related. Then you have your day's priorities, so all the priorities you really want to achieve for that day. And then this hourly, this schedule, this is the bit that really helped me. And you break it down. Now what I did was, some people don't like, I think anyway, because this was true for me, I didn't like writing down, say, work at 9, and then sometimes I would have a massive chunk, so between 9, say, and 12, where I would be cooking tea or picking up kids from school or whatever, you know, just an example. I'd have this big chunk. So, or between, if I say instead of writing work, I put what I was working on, say it was writing a blog post or editing a video or whatever, you'd have that chunk. So what I would do, if I could find one for a good example, in here. So I would block out with a colour, because I'm colour coding everything, all that time that I'd be spending on it, so I could look at my day. I mean, this is not a great example, but I could look at that day and see how what it looks like. Now yellow is recreational, and obviously this is a Sunday, a day off for me, and a lot of that day was taken up with recreational, and some days in August really was taken up with a lot of yellow, and I could see that August was for me like a holiday. I mean, I haven't been abroad this year, but tell a lie, I did go abroad earlier in the year for a couple of days, but I took August off almost as well. I wrote a lot of it off as holiday. So yeah, I can see where I'm maybe having too much personal time, and I should focus more on either family and friends, romance and relationships, fun and recreation, personal development, spiritual, health and sports, or work. You know, you can really see what your day looks like if you have this kind of plan. So yeah, highlight it all, then you can look at your day and think, oh yeah, okay, I did a lot of work that day, not much personal time. This is where the self-assessment comes in. Then you can say, right, I really do need to schedule in and spend more time with family or friends or whatever, you know. Then you have your to-do list for that day, and again, self-assessment, rate your productivity and how you will improve. So yeah, that's it's one of those things where it's like, oh, you look at it and you think, oh, I don't know if I was productive or not. And you know, on those days where you weren't very productive and you don't really want to look at that, and then you might lie a little bit and say, oh no, I was productive. But yeah, it is good, even though sometimes it's like, oh God, I wasn't productive that day. But you just got to be like, have grace, you know, for yourself, and be easy on yourself and say, okay, right, so it wasn't that productive. How will I improve? Bam, write it down there, how I'll improve. 7 days of that. Then you have your weekly notes, so you have obviously space for notes, so rather than referring to the back for notes, you have it all here on this page. Again, if you need more space, post-it notes or do a tip in. And then you have your weekly review. It's just, there is so much in this planner to sort of give yourself that self-assessment, and which really causes you to grow, you know, because you're focusing in on your productivity. So, which when you focus in on something, it's really beneficial to, you know, for growth. So anyway, you can look at your week's goal, your main goal, which you would have put here. Did you achieve it? If you did, tick it. Did you? But then there's a tick box to say if you rewarded yourself, because that's just as important. Then you make a note of your wins for that week. And then there's these like questions, self-assessment questions. What tasks were not completed this week and why? But remember to go easy on yourself if you didn't accomplish those tasks. Really think about, I mean, there were probably things that came up which were justified, you know. So then you write that down, and then you just carry those tasks forward. Then it says, what habits did I not pursue this week and why? What have I learned this week? How do I feel about my progress this week? How will I improve next week? So you can see that if you are using this to its fullest maximum benefit, then yeah, you will just get everything that there is to get from this for your life, and it will it might sound drastic to say change your life, but it will if you keep using it over a long period of time. Because like if you incorporate affirmations and things like that into your life, and you use this as an accountability, that will change your life, you know. Really, really good for mindfulness and all that sort of thing. And again, you go back into your new week and so on. You can modify this by adding tabs if you want at the side or at the top. But it does have these free ribbons. So one there I put in for my month to view, another one, and they're different colours as well, which is really, really good. One for my what day I'm on, and then another one for the notes. Just turn to one where you can't see what I've written down. One for the notes at the back, which there aren't really many pages for notes, but you don't need much more. It is a chunky journal, so it'll only make it chunkier and heavier, but you do have the notes at the end of every week, so you have that space as well. And then finally you have this really generous sized pouch at the back, and I love the way that it's not paper on the sides, it's like this strong tough ribbon here, so it's less likely to rip. And then finally you have the pen loop, which I didn't really use, but it is handy to have, and if you're not using it, it doesn't get in the way at all. So yeah, that is the Clever Fox Undated Daily Planner, which I will link to below. I will say, when you go and if you have a look on their website and see what other planners they have, just bear in mind that whatever planner you get, if you use it consistently, you will always reap the benefits of it. So just as like I really made myself use this consistently, and now that it has sort of really changed the way that I plan, I'm not sure if I can go back to a planner where it isn't using an hourly, and I've got a horrible feeling that I might have to go back to hourly, even though I've set up my Kiki K. Oh, I don't know, we'll wait and see. I feel that with an hourly it keeps me more accountable, and I can see what I've done with my whole day. Even though I've written down in my planner these things I need to do today, it's different when you're faced with having to do all these self-assessments, you know. It's like this really holds you accountable, whereas like in my Kiki K, for example, and I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like week to view, and I just have written down on there what I have to do. I don't have anything like for example, at the beginning of each week you have I don't have a habit tracker in there. I don't have my life balance to-do list in there. But that being said, with this one here, I'm creating sort of like my ideal planner, one where I can put art in here. So for example, I've just sort of, this is just for me, my, you know, personally, you know, it's nothing to really sort of like shout about, but I just have a play in here and I let myself sort of just be free with it. But again, this is like the week to view. I'm just writing down everything that I have to do. This is literally just it's not my work planner, but even my work planner is a weekly, so I don't know. Well, I'll see. I just feel that I'm gonna have to go back to the hourly because it really, really helped me with my planning and really held me accountable. So yeah, if you have any questions, please leave them below and I will try and get back to you as soon as I can. And until next time, take care. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.